Today, we're diving into a serious escalation, the possibility of U.S. military action in Venezuela under Donald Trump's administration. This isn't hypothetical. Trump has confirmed covert CIA operations in Venezuela, and he's publicly said he's looking at land strikes. What does this mean for the region, and how likely is it to happen? Let's analyze.
In mid-October 2025, Trump acknowledged that the CIA is conducting covert operations inside Venezuela, citing mass prison releases and rampant drug trafficking. He also suggested that after years of targeting maritime routes, the U.S. may now shift focus to land-based operations. Meanwhile, U.S. military strikes on suspected drug smuggling vessels have continued in the Caribbean, with at least 13 to 16 strikes reported since September, according to media reports.
According to U.S. officials and media analysis, several scenarios are under consideration. Intensified air and naval strikes aimed at drug trafficking infrastructure. Strikes on land targets in Venezuela, including possible military airfields, ports, or locations linked to narcotics networks. A more ambitious goal, regime destabilization, though legal constraints and geopolitical risk make full-scale invasion less likely. Senator Lindsey Graham has stated publicly that a land strike is a real possibility.
The plan is controversial on paper. While the White House argues that anti-drug authorities justify covert operations and strikes, critics warn of serious legal risks. Some legal experts suggest that strikes on Venezuelan soil without explicit congressional authorization could violate the war power system and even international law. In fact, during a recent classified briefing, U.S. officials admitted they currently lack a clear legal memo justifying land strikes.
If Washington proceeds, the stakes are very high. Venezuela's military could respond with guerrilla tactics, escalating the conflict well beyond drug interdiction. There's also a political cost. Intervening on land could damage U.S. credibility, provoke international backlash, and destabilize an already fragile region. Plus, some experts argue that this shift may be less about drugs and more about regime change, which could reshape U.S.-Latin America dynamics.
In the coming weeks, we could see more public and classified briefings to Congress about the CIA's role and future operations. Increased U.S. military presence in the Caribbean. Ships, aircraft, and intelligence assets are likely to stay in place. Heightened diplomatic pressure on Venezuela, paired with U.S. calls for international support. Rising domestic debate in Washington. Lawmakers are demanding more checks, and questions of legality and mission objectives will only intensify.
The U.S. is now at a pivotal moment in its Latin America policy. What began as a counter-narcotics mission may be evolving into something far more strategic and dangerous. The world is watching, and so are we. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned as this story unfolds.